Okay, we're now at the last of the slides or lectures, slides and lectures, I suppose, on how to create graphs. So again, this is Professor Ron, hoping that you've gone through the first three and now you're going to wind up the step-by-step graphing instructions by looking at the fourth lecture in the series of 4. Once again, I'm showing Excel and numbers, logos, because the work is running you through how to create these graphs using Microsoft Excel. Again, you'll notice that I refer to a course during the video, and that's because I created most of these videos to help my statistics students. But please understand that the same concepts are going to work great for you in your business life too, as well as if you're taking other classes, you're making presentations, you can really make a professional looking presentation when you enhance what it is that you're presenting using graphs that you've created. And some of the ability to create very professional looking graphs exists in both Microsoft Excel or Apple Numbers. Again, all of my videos are on my website, and there's the address again. You should copy down that address so you can access any of them anytime you want and as often as you like without being concerned that there's going to be a charge, because there's not. It would be great, and I certainly would appreciate it if you could take the time to subscribe to my channel. The little blue arrow there is pointing to the lower right-hand corner of the screen. There's a subscribe button there. All around the left side also, by the way, is a place for you to post any comments. They don't have to be good comments. They can be whatever you think. You know, if you think that something happens to be lacking in what it is that you're looking at, tell me. And then I'll do the best that I can to get it corrected, and so that I'll be presenting stuff that makes it easy for you and anybody else to use. So with that being said, let's get into this last lecture.
To finish off the instructions involving the creation of graphs, we're just going to look at 2 more types of graphs that are used very often outside the classroom. And we won't take a lot of time on that, but this will, added to the other ones that you've already looked at, should give you a total picture of the basic graphs that you could be using outside the classroom. First thing that we're going to look at is the creation of a pie chart. What's good to remember about a pie chart is it's the graph of choice if you're trying to show 100% of the data on something, which doesn't mean you can't use a bar chart or a different kind of chart if that's what you prefer. But the pie chart is the one that is used most often for that sort of thing. And so what do? We highlight the data, and we're back down to the colors and stuff that we used in the first set of graphs that we created. Once you've got the data highlighted, you can say to insert chart, and you can select pie chart. And like we've done in all of the rest, we're going to, for the purposes of this class, we're going to take the one in the upper left-hand corner. And lots of people prefer pie charts. And that's not to say that there isn't others that are better. It becomes a matter of personal choice. And again, once you're actually using this stuff, you might have a particular layout that is more pleasing aesthetically for you to look at. I picked the one in the upper left-hand corner just from a consistency point of view. But we could have taken any of the other layouts that are there, and you'll see that you can opt to do that after your graph is created. You can switch easily from one layout to another if that's what you decide that you want to do. And so here are just a couple of examples. Remembering always that when you're creating these for the work that you're doing in class, the one in the upper left-hand corner is the one that you should be selecting. You'll notice that this one, because we've highlighted it as part of the data we're using, it is titled as a pie chart. Moving that out of the way, the next thing that we're going to look at is called a scatter plot. And a scatter plot is used when you're comparing two different data types, and what you're trying to determine is there a relationship that exists between these two variables, whatever they may be. In some cases, you want to know if X goes down, does Y also go down? That's a positive relationship. If X goes up, does Y also go up? That's a positive relationship. When X goes up, does Y go down? That would be a negative relationship. So what you do to create the graph is you would highlight all of the data. You would say, as we've done before, to insert a chart, and you would see the XY scatter that's shown. We would take the one in the upper left-hand corner and it would create a dot plot. Just like with the histogram and the Pareto chart, if you stopped here, the chart that you would have produced is incorrect. It's not correct unless you've added a trend line into the chart. And you can do that one of two ways. You could go to layouts like we've done before, and you'll see that the second one on the left-hand side shows a dot plot that has a trend line in it. You can select that, and Excel will input the trend line into your graph. If the line that is inserted is going up, it indicates that there is a positive relationship between the two items. If it's going down, it would be a negative relationship, and if it's a flat line, it would say that no apparent relationship exists. The steeper the line, either up or down, the stronger the potential relationship appears to be. And I say it that way because it appears that way, and it isn't necessarily so. So now you've looked at all of the basics for the graphs that we could use. For what it's worth, I'm not a graph fan. I have used the XY dot plot outside the classroom for many years. Typically, I find that the frequency table or other charts showing the data mean a lot more than just looking at the depiction that you get when you create the graph. But it becomes a strong matter of personal choice. Lots of people prefer a graphic representation than anything else. So this will conclude the work that we have on graphing, and then we will move on to the next chapter after all of the assignments for this chapter are completed.
Thanks for watching this instructional video. And you'll notice I called it lecture/instructional video, because instead of just being straight instructions, there's a lecture along with it that will help you to gain more knowledge of the subject. All of the videos, by the way, that are on my website. And the address of the website is shown on this slide right now. And also, I invite you to please enter any comments or questions you had about the video in the area below the screen. And what's most important to me anyways is to have you subscribe to my channel in order to get copies of new videos as I post them. To do this, you'll need a Google email address, and if you don't have one, YouTube should walk you through what you need to do to get one if you don't already have one that you use. Certainly, in addition to anything else, your input is going to help me to improve the stuff I'm presenting. So any comments that you have will be appreciated. A thumbs up is what I would hope for, but if there are things that you think need improvement, give me a thumbs down and tell me what it is that I need to do to make these videos mean more for you. Thanks again for watching.